Hello guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you and teaching you guys how you can set up or create an online Google form such as this right here, right? So I'm going to be teaching you how you can set up a form such as this so you can start using to collect people's information online. Before I continue, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Paul. You're welcome to my YouTube channel, Paul. Also on this channel I'm going to be showing you things and videos of how I do stuffs online that earn me some cash, right? So if you're new to this channel or you're watching my video for the very first time, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video, drop a comment in the comment section, and do not forget to share this video to your friends, right? So we're gonna kick into the training right now. I'm gonna be showing you how you can set up a Google form in less than 5 minutes, right? So like I showed you earlier, this is an example of a Google form I created some time ago for some stuff, right? So I'm going to be showing you how you can set up a form such as this or even as or better than this, right? So to do that, you come over to a new tab right here and going to type in Google Form, right? So what's Google Form? Google Form is an online software owned and managed by Google, right? It's a software you can use to set up or create forms to collect people's information instead of using the normal paper and by pen method. You can set up an online form which you can share to people and they can fill it wherever they are. Before I will continue, I would like to show you something on a particular site called Fiverr.com, right? Fiverr.com is an freelance site where you can get thousands of freelancers online, right? You're looking for a copywriter, you're looking for a website developer, a digital marketer, you can get it on Fiverr, right? So I'm going to be showing you how much people earn creating a Google form for customers online. So just walk me through. I can show. Okay, so this is Fiverr. It's a freelance site where you can get thousands and millions of freelancers, right? So the least or the smallest amount you can offer a service on Fiverr is $5, right? Fiverr is just the name sounds Fiverr, right? It's coined from $5. So you can render a service, the least amount is $5, and you can render a service as much as $100, $200 right here on Fiverr, depending on the kind of services you are rendering. Now, if you want to find a freelancer, all you need to do is come over to the search bar right here. I'm going to type in what we're looking for. Let's say we're looking for Google Forms, right? We want to check how much it costs to create a Google form, right, on Fiverr. So on my YouTube channel or while I teach, I don't just teach you to do the stuff for your own personal self. I also teach you so in case you want to put it into business, you can start creating these things for people and earning some cash for yourself, right? So I'll show you how much you can earn as a freelancer on Fiverr creating Google Forms. So just hold on while we wait for the. Okay, so we have conducted a search and we have 923 services available. So we're going to be seeing the price they're charging to create a Google form for their customers, right? So we have this here. I'll do a Google Sheets. This is quite different from what we're looking for. This is Google Forms. I'll create your Google Forms, Sheets, Docs, and also for $5. You can see this. I'll make a custom HTML form. This is also a Google form or web app that interacts, stuff like that, for $50. This guy is also performing some other actions apart from just creating the form, right? So this person says I'll create Google Forms and Just Form in just 24 hours for $10. This person says for $5, $5. Let's take for example these guys are creating up to like 10 forms like this in one day, and let's say the current exchange rate of dollar, the last time I checked, should be about 400 or 500 naira. I can really say now, but let's just do a cross check and see how much is the current exchange rate of dollar to naira. I'll do a calculate. All right, so I just did the rough calculation and the current exchange rate of naira to dollar is about 411 naira, right? So 411 naira times $5, you're going to be making 2055 naira, right? Now you multiply that by 10. Let's say you're getting 10 customers in a day, you're going to be making up to $20,550 for 50 naira for just creating Google Forms. And this is something I'm going to show you right now that you can actually set up in less than 5 minutes. So I want you all to pay full attention to whatever I'm doing so you can be able to implement it on your own and start charging people to create these stuffs for them. It's quite simple, but you can make a lot of cash from it, right? So now if you're using a web browser like a laptop, this is how your screen is going to be showing, but if you're using a phone, it's going to be showing in a different form, right? So what you're going to be doing is, if you're using a phone, all you need to do is come over to the search tab right here and type in Google Forms, it's going to come up. But if you're using a laptop, the fastest and easiest way is come over to the Google Apps right here instead of typing on this URL. It's also easy, but I think I like going through this method, right? So I'm just going to scroll down here and look for the forms application. These are all Google products or Google apps, right? So we have different Google products. We have the Google accounts, which is Gmail. We have Google Search. We have Google My Business. We have Google Maps. We have YouTube. We have Google Play. I have a video of Google My Business, how to set up a Google My Business account. Is right there on my YouTube channel. Let me quickly show you the video. You can watch the video and implement everything you see right there. So you can see the video here, Google My Business tutorial 2021. So these are all the different Google apps, right? You can try some of them out and see how you can start working on all of these tools. We have the Google Meet, which is for meetings. We have Google Drive, Photos, etc. So we're going to come over to Google Forms. This one we're going to be using right here for this particular tutorial. Click on Google Forms. It's going to load up and open so we can proceed over to the next step. Now, before we go to this particular stage, there's something we missed out. Now, every of Google apps or every Google apps works with the Gmail. For you to be able to access any of Google applications, you need to have a Gmail. To create a Google My Business account, you need a Gmail. To create a Google Meet call, you need a Gmail. To create a Google form, you need a Gmail. So the first thing you need to check out for is if you are actually signed in to your Gmail account. If you want to set up a YouTube channel, you have to have a Gmail, right? So every of Google, softwares, for you to use the software, you need to have a Gmail. You need to register with them, and you can see this photograph right here, or this picture right here is showing that, right, my Google account or my Gmail is actually logged in on this particular browser. You can see that here, pauladre7@gmail.com. So you have to actually check if your Gmail is logged in on your system, right, or on your phone. You're gonna see the small icon beside the screen, I think at the top, if you're using a phone, and if you're using a laptop, your girl's gonna be seeing it right here, right? So after doing that, you can see we have different options here. We have the blank, we have the contact information, RSVP, party invite, t-shirt sign up, and event registration. I would like always going for the blank sheet. It's quite easier and faster to use. You have to just set up your own information by yourself, but all of these orders, they are already pre-designed templates which you can just edit to do your stuff, right? So I'm going to be showing you how to create a Google form from scratch. Now when you click on the blank page, this is what's going to actually pop up on your screen, right? So they're actually going to ask you to start creating and setting up this form. Now the first thing you need to add on the form is the title of the form. What's the title of the form? Is the header or the header of the form. Like if you're using the normal paper and barrier, you're gonna see a header on the form, either the name of the organization or something like that. So you can see this particular stuff here is actually the header or the title of this particular form. So to edit that, you just place your mouse right beside the last letter of the wordings here, which is untitled form. After doing that, you clean that off because the form title is not untitled form. We actually want to have a title for our form. So what I'm going to put there as the form title, what you want to actually use the form for, either your company's organization's name or anything you want to put there as the form title. For me, I'm going to use my company's name or my YouTube channel name. Let me see my YouTube channel name, Paul's, right? Paul's Hustle. Paul's Hustle is the YouTube channel name. And form description is kindly fill up the fields below with the right info, right? So after doing that, you can see this is the form header, and actually this is the description. Now this actually not compulsory, you can decide not to add the description, but it's very essential you add a form title. Now after doing that, you can see another box coming up here saying untitled question. This is where you can start creating or setting up your questions. Now what you're going to put right here, simple. The first question on every form is your name. I'm going to be using your full name, or let's just simply go straight to the point, full name, right? So now after doing that, you can see Google is already what do I put it? Google is already organized. They have an organized system. They know what they're doing. Their algorithm or their artificial intelligence is very high, right? So you can see when we filled in full name, they knew that we had the person filling the form is actually going to type in, his or her name. So what did they do? They actually changed this from a checkbox to a short answer text where you can actually type in, whatever you want to type in, right? So I don't like using short answer text for names, right? I normally go for the second option, which is paragraph. Now let me quickly explain what everything here you're seeing. Now when I clicked on this particular option here, you can see short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, checkboxes, drop down, file upload, linear scale, multiple choice grid, and checkbox grid, date and also time. Now let me quickly explain all of this. Short answer is used for short text. Let's take for example the access simple question, my name. I don't want to type in my name. I can use a short answer or paragraph. What's the paragraph is used for long answer text, right? It should have about 2 to 3 lines, about 3 lines, while for the short answer has about 1 line or 2 lines. Now the multiple choice is, let's take for example you want to select, how do I put this? You want to select a particular option. Let's say fill in your gender or your sex, male or female. You can either choose male or choose female. You can either use multiple choice or check boxes for that. Now for the drop down, let's take for example you want to ask somebody the country location and stuff like that. You can actually use drop down. You fill in the person's, can fill in all the countries, and the person selects the country he's coming from. That's a drop down. Like when you saw me clicking on this right here, this is actually a drop down. So when I clicked on it, different options came up. Now for the file upload, you want to upload the file or you want the person to upload the file like a picture or stuff like that, photograph, you can use the file upload. Linear scale, let's take for example you want to say, okay, rate us 1 to 5, right? Rate us in a scale of 1 to 5. Rate us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The person can rate you 5, you can rate you 4. You can use the linear scale option. You can do your linear scale up to 10, 20, and stuff like that. Now for the multiple choice grid, it gives you, a lot of boxes where you can actually fill in the multiple choice option and stuff like that. These two are mostly used for stuff like quizzes and other stuff, so information that has to do with a lot of ticking or a lot of answers and stuff like that. Now for the name section, I like going for paragraph like I said earlier. So let's take for example I want to add a new section. There are two ways I can do this. Either I use this option here which says plus, you can see add a new question, or I come over here to use this option which says duplicate. The easiest one is to use the duplicate option, and when I click on duplicate you can see whatever it's here actually comes up here. Now it's now my choice to either edit this or leave it the same way. Let's take for example right now I want to go for email address, right? I want to collect the email address of my YouTubers, right? Post also is a YouTube channel, so it's not a business. So I want to collect the email address of my YouTubers. I also like to go for the option which says paragraph, right? It's your choice. You can go for the short answer, you can go for paragraph. It's all of your choice, right? So we're gonna come over here and you can see we've selected paragraph and it's showing long answer text. You can type in as many words as you want to type in. Now you can see how we've set up the long answer text and stuff like that. Now let me show you how to set up the linear scale and others. Now I can either use the duplicate or add new question. So I'm going to click on add a new question, and this is for multiple choice. Now let's take for example we want to add sex or gender. Now when you do that, you're going to see option 1 and add a new option. Now when I click on option 1, I can edit this and put in what I want to put there. Let's say I want to add male. Go to the next place, you can see add a new option. When you click on that, they're going to ask you option 2 and you can fill in there female, right? So this is for the multiple choice. I can also decide to use another option right here. Let's say I want to use checkboxes. You can see that it's almost the same thing, right? So after that I'm going to show you how to add a linear scale. I'm going to add a new question and multiple choice. No, I want to ask my YouTubers to rate me, so I can use the linear scale option. Now let's say ratings, rating, right? So I can do this from 1 to 5, and I can do this from 1 to 10. Very simple and easy. Now you can scroll down. Let's say I want to add a new title. It's also very simple. All you need is come over to this option which says add a new title and description. You can click on that, and let's say we want to pile up the form or create a new section. Whatever we did here, yeah, whatever you did here, you can also implement it here. Simple. Is a title section. So what you simply do is, let's say I want to say thank you, thank you for for filling the form. Thank you for filling the form. That's all. So I can either add an image also, can add an image or a video and other stuff. I want to show you something else. Whenever you want to edit a particular section, either you scroll to that particular place, or you can pick up your mouse, place it at the place you want to edit, and it's going to come up, right? Place it as where you want to edit, and it's going to come up. So after you're doing all of this, you can see how we've created this form. Very simple and easy, right? If not making a video, I should have been done with creating this form, right? So now we're done with setting up the form. What else I want to show you? I want to show you how you can change in the color and also the text. Now how do you do that? Come over to customize theme. You can come over to customize theme. Now this color you're seeing right here that I selected is this color you're seeing here, so we can change this to green. You can see it's also changed here. You can add an image. You can choose an image and add it there as the header image. Then come over to font style. Now I can decide to change in the font style. What's the font style? Like the handwriting text. You can see this particular one here. You can say formal, but I normally like using playful, right? Because I love the kind of write up and stuff. So when you're done with that, you go back and come over to your settings. Now you can edit all of your settings here. Now what do we want to edit here? Collect emails, fine. We've added an option which says email address. Require sign in, no. Limit to one response, no. Someone can respond multiple times if you want. You can also click on limit to one response. So when the person responds one, he can't use that particular form again, right? So responders can edit after submit, fine. Then after you're done with all of that, you can go over to presentation to check all of these, but these are not really important. The most important one is here. No, general. You can limit to one response, or you can leave this open. So after doing that, you click on save. You click on save, and you can see this option here which says preview. Now this is the editing part of the form. If you want to make the form visible to people, just the same thing like this, where they can actually see and feel, right? What you simply do is come over to this option here, click on it, and it's going to take you to the clean form, right? So we're going to look at this right now to see how our form is going to be looking like on the front end. Okay, so this is the form, and you can see how beautiful it is right here. So after filling up all your information, all you need to do is come over to this option here which says submit. It's very simple and easy to create, looking very beautiful, right? So this is the back end where you do all your stuff. All right, this is the front end. So whenever you're done with creating your form and you want to send it out to people, all you need to do is come over here, copy the link, send it out, right? Come over here, click on this, copy the link, and send it out if you're using a web browser. If you're using a phone, you can just check it out and get the link to send out. Now, second thing I want to show you is the title of the form. Now, when you come here, just click on it, and it's going to have the same title as whatever you have put in here. So when you're done with that, you can click outside it to save the changes, or if you want to edit it to put something else, click on it and put your stuff. Now whenever you create a form, you expect people to fill up that form so you can get responses and know the people that have filled the form, right? So whenever you're handling a form out for people to fill, you normally get it back from them so you can check out the information and all of that. You can actually do that with an electronic form or an online form. How do you do that? You can see these two options right here, one saying questions and the other saying responses. Now when you click on the responses angle, you're going to be seeing 0 responses, and this is actually because nobody has filled this form. Let me show you some of the forms I have created and the responses I've gotten on those forms. Okay, so I'm having issues signing into that particular Gmail, so I'm just gonna abandon that stuff and what I'm supposed to show you guys, right? So whenever people fill your form, just know that you get their responses right here. When they start filling the form, you're gonna be seeing it's gonna be increasing. Even if you are on this particular page, you're not leaving this page, and people are filling the form, you're going to be seeing it updating live, right? So when a person fill the form, you're going to get the response here. One person has filled the form, right? And you're going to see all the informations here. You see something like question, individual, and responses, something like that, right? So you can see the individual responses of everybody. You're going to be seeing summary right here, question, then individual. Let's say you want to be seeing what each person filled, you can come over to individuals and accessing what each and every person filled on that particular form. And if you want to get it in an Excel sheet format, what's an Excel sheet? Like a spreadsheet. You're gonna come over to this particular option here and create a spreadsheet for the particular form, or convert your form, the responses, into a spreadsheet or a Google, sorry, like an Excel spreadsheet, right? So that's all about creating a form for an online form to get people's information. It's simple and easy. If I was creating this form without recording a video, I should have been done with this in the next at most 5 minutes. 5 or 10 minutes, I should be done depending on what I am creating. So I would advise you is try to implement this and start making money creating forms for people and businesses. See you in my next video. My name remains Paul.